Welcome to Movies in the Making, everyone! If you'd like to hear about how films were done behind the scenes, please like down below and subscribe to this channel for more videos, including what films you think should be talked about. In today's episode, we are going to be looking at the 2024 drama anthology film The Wonderful Story of Henry Sugar and Three More, released by Netflix and directed by Wes Anderson. First off, shout out to user Leg19 for recommending this. Thank you so much for pointing this out. Here, we shall dive deep into the story of the production of this film. To do this, we shall be looking at the Henry Sugar short in the spotlight as it is the most significant of the 4 shorts Anderson made for Netflix. Now, sit back and enjoy the show. You are all in for a symmetrical ride. Netflix acquired the Roald Dahl Story Company, home to the beloved author's works like Matilda and the BFG, in its largest content deal to date as part of its strategy to strengthen its position in the competitive streaming market against rivals like Amazon Prime Video, Hulu, and Apple TV+. Already holding a $1 billion licensing deal for Dahl's stories, Netflix aimed to build a vast, multi-platform universe spanning animated and live-action films, TV shows, games, theater, and merchandise, leveraging the global popularity of Dahl's books, which have been translated into 63 languages. The acquisition promised to expand Netflix's reach to families and young audiences worldwide, with plans for numerous new projects in development. Additionally, a portion of the scale proceeds is dedicated to establishing a charitable trust supporting children's health and anti-racism efforts. This is why Netflix is the distributor for Wes Anderson's adaptation of the book The Wonderful Story of Henry Sugar and 6 more. Wes Anderson spent over a decade bringing The Wonderful Story of Henry Sugar to life after acquiring the rights following his work on Fantastic Mr. Fox, 20th Century Studios, 2009, thanks to a close relationship he formed with Roald Dahl's family, particularly Dahl's widow, Licky. Although the story had been reserved for him for years, Anderson delayed production because he struggled to find a unique creative approach that honored Dahl's work without resorting to a conventional adaptation. Eventually, he envisioned a theatrical style featuring direct narration and camera addresses, allowing him to preserve Dahl's prose while integrating his own signature aesthetic. This led to the decision to make a short film and accompany it with 3 additional Dahl adaptations: The Swan, The Ratcatcher, and Poisoned, all filmed with the same cast. Anderson became the director of The Wonderful Story of Henry Sugar following a successful history of adapting Roald Dahl's book Fantastic Mr. Fox. Known for his distinctive visual and narrative style, Anderson has long captivated audiences, and the opportunity to revisit Dahl's whimsical and layered storytelling was a natural next step for him. After The French Dispatch, Searchlight Pictures 2021, released, Anderson shifted his focus to this Netflix adaptation, drawn to the blend of fact and fiction in Dahl's collection. His unique cinematic approach complemented Dahl's imaginative storytelling once again, promising a creative and compelling retelling of the classic tale. Benedict Cumberbatch was cast in the lead role of Henry Sugar at a high point in his career, coming off critical acclaim for his performance in The Power of the Dog, Netflix 2021, and major box office success with Spider-Man No Way Home, Columbia Pictures also 2021. His involvement in the project, along with Anderson's trend of working with high-profile, versatile actors in Cumberbatch's range, made him a fitting choice to embody a character as complex as Sugar. With filming set in London and several major projects already under his belt that year, Cumberbatch's casting not only added star power but also hinted at a possible ongoing collaboration between the actor and Anderson. The Wonderful Story of Henry Sugar was filmed entirely at Maidstone Studios in Kent, England, throughout 2022. The production made full use of the studio's expansive 12,000 square foot Studio One, along with the outdoor sets built on the black lots and various ancillary spaces for makeup, props, and catering. Anderson worked closely with Netflix and a star-studded cast, including Cumberbatch, Ralph Fiennes, Dev Patel, Ben Kingsley, and Richard Ayoade. The costume design was a meticulous and deeply collaborative process led by Velika Maimone, who drew from a broad range of inspirations to create a rich, vibrant wardrobe that fits Anderson's unique, timeless aesthetic, something she describes as Wes's period. The costumes blend influences from Dahl's detailed prose, including tailored suits, bespoke shirts, and handcrafted shoes, with an elegant English tradition of a vivid, almost Kodachrome-inspired color palette. Despite the smaller scale of the production compared to Maimone's other projects, the work was intense and precise, with many costumes custom-built to perfectly evoke the story's imagery. Maimone likened the process to crafting fine jewelry, emphasizing careful attention to concept and execution that brings Anderson's distinctive vision to life through clothing. Although production designer Adam Stockhausen was familiar with Wes Anderson's style from their 6 previous collaborations, The film introduced new challenges as Anderson pushes aesthetic fervor, blending theatrical stagecraft with film. These shorts are presented almost entirely as narrated stage plays, with characters delivering lines and narration directly to the camera while the sets transform around them without the actors leaving frame. This continuous storytelling demanded intricate set movements and creative staging, requiring Stockhausen to draw on his own theater experience to slide and shift scenery seamlessly behind the actors. A standout design element Stockhausen loves is a clever levitation effect using simple apple boxes and painted trompe-l'oeil backgrounds, which rely on precise camera angles to maintain the illusion. The production also embraced unconventional locations, such as filming the Swan entirely in a parking lot, demonstrating how Anderson's inventive vision can transform even the most ordinary spaces into a signature whimsical world. Rupert Friend was cast as the narrator in Swan, a role that required him to not only tell the story but also voice and occasionally act out all the other characters, creating a storytelling style that closely mirrors the experience of reading a Roald Dahl book. His deadpan delivery brought a unique comedic tone to the role, marking a notable shift from his more serious performances in films like Pride and Prejudice, Focus Features 2005, Young Victoria, Momentum Pictures 2009, Hitman, Agent 47, 20th Century Studios 2015, and The Death of Stalin, Entertainment One 2017. Friend's versatility and ability to embody multiple characters through narration made him a perfect fit for this unconventional and performance-driven role. Ralph Fiennes was cast as the Ratman in The Ratcatcher, a central character brought in to eliminate a destructive rat infestation. His appearance was deliberately styled with makeup and costume to make him resemble a rat himself, enhancing the eerie tone of the story. Fiennes, a highly acclaimed British actor known for his roles such as in Warner Bros.' Harry Potter franchise, Schindler's List, Universal Pictures 1993, and The Constant Gardener, Focus Features 2005, had previously collaborated with director Anderson on The Grand Budapest Hotel, Searchlight Pictures 2014. His ongoing work with Anderson, including his portrayal of a fictionalized Roald Dahl in The Swan, made him a natural and versatile choice for this bizarre and unsettling role. Dev Patel was cast as Mr. Woods in Poison, a key decision that added a deeper racial and thematic nuance to the short film. While Dahl's original story does not specify Mr. Woods' ethnicity, Anderson's casting of Patel, a British actor of Indian descent, transformed the character into an Indian man navigating the complexities of colonial power dynamics. This choice reframed the story's emotional core, especially in the climactic moment when Harry, played by Cumberbatch, erupts in a racist tirade against Dr. Ganderby, Ben Kingsley. With Patel's Woods caught in the middle, attempting to comfort the Doctor while reconciling the horror of his English friend's words, the film highlights how proximity to whiteness does not guarantee immunity from racism. Patel's presence challenges assumptions about identity and power, offering a more layered commentary on colonialism, colorism, and complexity than a more conventional casting might have followed. Anderson chose not to adapt Roald Dahl's stories The Boy Who Talked with Animals, The Hitchhiker, The Middleton Hall Treasure, Lucky Break, or A Piece of Cake when making The Wonderful Story of Henry Sugar and 3 more because his focus was on finding the right approach to Henry Sugar, a project he wanted to do for years but struggled to figure out how to adapt. Anderson decided to create a short film about 37 minutes rather than a full-length feature, and by the time it was ready, the Dahl family no longer controlled the rights, as they had sold them to Netflix. The collection he had adapted includes some but not all of Dahl's short stories from the original book, which contains 7 stories blending fantasy and fact, including those Anderson did not adapt, such as The Boy Who Talked with Animals and Lucky Break, which are more autobiographical and different in tone from the central narrative focus Anderson wanted to capture. Netflix decided to repackage all 4 existing Anderson shorts as a single feature-length film to offer viewers a streamlined way to experience the collection. Originally released separately in late 2023, these shorts are now combined into an 88-minute continuous runtime while still remaining available individually on the platform. This move follows the Academy Award win for The Wonderful Story of Henry Sugar, which marked Netflix's only award at the 2024 ceremony, helping to spotlight Anderson's work and capitalize on a renewed interest. Additionally, with more Roald Dahl adaptations planned, Netflix is clearly investing in expanding this collaboration, making the repackaged release both a celebration and a convenient way for audiences to engage with these stories. As of the 28th of June, 2025, The Wonderful Story of Henry Sugar and 3 more has a 7.1 rating on IMDb and a 3.8 rating on Letterboxd. For the Rotten Tomatoes ratings for the individual shorts, The Wonderful Story of Henry Sugar has 95%, The Swan has 94%, The Ratcatcher is 100%, and Poison has 94%. Only The Wonderful Story of Henry Sugar short has a recorded Metacritic score, that being 85 out of 100. This short, in particular, won the Academy Award for Best Live-Action Short Film, making this the first time Wes Anderson ever won an Academy Award. For the IMDb ratings of the individual shorts, The Wonderful Story of Henry Sugar is 7.4, The Swan is 6.7, The Ratcatcher is 6.5, and Poison is 6.8. For the Letterboxd ratings of the individual shorts, The Wonderful Story of Henry Sugar is 3.8, The Swan is 3.6, The Ratcatcher is 3.3, and Poison is 3.6. And that wraps up our deep dive into the meaning of The Wonderful Story of Henry Sugar and 3 more. If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon to stay up to date on all things movies in the making. Let us know in the comments what you think of The Wonderful Story of Henry Sugar and 3 more, or if you have any favorite moments from a film we did not touch upon, or what films you would like to hear covered by this channel. Also be sure to check out our community page, where we announce what films will be talked about by this channel each week. New posts arrive every Friday, or Saturday, if we forget to post on Friday. Thanks for watching, we'll see you all next time on Movies in the Making. We'll be talking about Superman, Warner Bros. 1978, and more films to follow along the way. Tune in for more Movies in the Making and some incredible stories by cinema's most unforgettable films. This has been Jason Scotchmer, film enthusiast and passionate about the arts.